Here's my classic 1994 Honda Del Sol. So a list of the modifications. Well, I got a can-in filter inside there, a factory air intake system, which I like because it doesn't make all the crummy noises that those aftermarket ones make, and a blocks intake manifold, and a DC header. It's a little bit rusty down there, but this was a Northeastern car I bought on eBay for 3,000 bucks. And it has a port and polish heads, and it has a new camshaft, and I put a new computer to take advantage of the performance parts, which also include an exhaust system. It has a, let me see what kind, a medallion exhaust system. And when I bought this car on eBay, it did not run very well a couple of years ago. So I had to, put some work into this car, a lot of work, to try to get it to work really well. But now she works great. Since then, I put new brakes on it, new wheels, and those drive shafts, the CV joints. I had to replace those right away, which I do all the work myself. I don't like paying mechanics any money because it's, well, if you do it yourself, you should do it yourself. And I got new headlights because the other ones are completely fogged out, and new tail lights. The ones that came on it were crummy factory clear ones, and these are the crummy clear ones, and these are actually the factory tail lights, which look freaking awesome on this car. And I put new shock absorbers on it myself, which was, not terribly hard. It was not too bad. And I need to fix the body work right there, where somebody put some fender flares on it. And she's a Target top, which is awesome. It's like a little convertible. And here's the interior. The interior is like almost factory fresh, with a manual transmission and that 8,200 RPM red line, which is freaking awesome. And I put these new seat covers in because the other seats, the factory seats, are a bit worn since she's 24 years old right now, or almost 25 years old. And this year I get the driver because I don't have to test for emissions because she's considered a classic. And there's the Rolling Stones, my second best group. The rock and roll group, classic rock, is awesome. Oh, here's my other vehicles in the house. 2000 S2000. It's got the factory exhaust from a 2004 model, S2000, and this is a 2000 model. The factory exhaust that was on this vehicle was rusty because it's a Northeastern car. I'll put new headers on them because they were also rusty, and some carbon fiber bits under the hood, and the top wasn't no good, so I put a hard top on there. That kind of looks like the carbon, or the one from Japan, the high-end top, but this wasn't. This is built in America, and it was significantly cheaper than the one they make over there, and the spoon one. And this was like 2000, which really kind of still expensive, but it looks terrific on this car. That's my future car to work on. And I have new wheels on it too. And I lowered it with some new shocks because the original ones are kind of worn out. But I have to do something with suspension. I think I got to change some bolts on it, the camber bolts, because the thing's out of alignment a bit. It kind of wobbles when you drive. I don't know why. When I accelerate, it does wobble and shimmy. So I need to do some work on it. But for now, it's in the garage all hidden. And here's my 99 Miata. I did a custom paint job on it. It's a bedliner material. The paint job was not that good in the first place, so I redid it with bedliner material. But it's an old car, I don't care. It's got kind of new wheels on it, and new tires, and two 12-inch subwoofers right behind the seat. There's an amplifier in the trunk, and some red seats. They're kind of Recaro style, but they're not. They're cheap seats. And this is a nice little hot rod kind of a classic Japanese car. Looks really good. And here's my 94 Ford Ranger. And I've had it since 94. No, not 94. It's a 95 Ford Ranger, my bad. And it's just a truck just sitting in my garage. I don't want to get rid of it because, well, had it since 95. It's an amazing truck, very reliable. Very good truck, by about Ford. And my bicycle's up there. And there's Geordie Forge. Geordie LaForge from Star Trek and The Walking Dead. Anyways, this is a brief look at all my awesome vehicles, classic cars, almost a classic. These are classic to some people. And my brand new awesome F-150. Anyways, later.